So welcome to today's presentation, Textbooks at the LSU Health Sciences Center, New Orleans Libraries, a guide for students. This presentation is being recorded and will be made available on our webpage for future viewing. All links will also be available with the presentation once it's posted. We'll have time for questions at the end, but feel free to raise your hand if you have a question during the presentation. I'm Marlene Bishop, Head of Collection Development. The Collection Development Department is responsible for acquiring and paying for all library resources, which basically means that we get the things you use in the library, such as books, journals, and databases. Valerie Hernandez is my assistant, and Zarita Dupree assists with textbooks at the Dental Library. On our webpage, you will find our contact information as well as links to our policies and our recommendation form, which I will show later. Our librarian liaisons also help maintain and update our textbook information, among other things. Each school has a librarian liaison who can provide you with expert assistance. Now let's talk about textbooks. What is a textbook? The Merriam-Webster definition of textbook is a book used in the study of a subject. For our purposes, we are referring specifically to books required for a class, commonly referred to as textbook adoptions. Textbooks are usually listed on your syllabus. We have many of your course textbooks either online or in print. While it isn't possible for us to acquire every book you might need, our goal is to provide access to enough that you don't have to purchase all of your textbooks. On average, we provide at least one form of access to about 95% of the textbooks that are reported to us each semester. Today, we'll review the different ways you can find and access textbooks through the library, including the library catalog, the course reserves database, the discovery search, the A to Z list, and our research guides. The majority of our current resources are available online. We acquire online books, also known as ebooks, through various platforms and packages. Each platform provides different types of access. Some of our most popular online book platforms include Access Medicine, Clinical Key, EBSCO eBooks, LWW Health Library, and Ovid. Please note that our online access is limited to only LSUHSC New Orleans users per the terms of our licenses. All of our online resources are acquired through contracts with the publishers and vendors, and we must legally adhere to those terms. Usage is monitored, and the platform will cut off access if overuse or suspicious activity is detected, and an investigation will follow. Access is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, both on and off campus. Some of our ebooks are subscription-based, which means that we only have access as long as we pay to subscribe. Subscription-based packages are also updated on a regular basis by the publishers, so frequent changes occur. New editions will replace older ones, but in most cases, the publishers will offer the two most current editions online. We also purchase permanent access to ebooks, which is referred to as perpetual access. Most of our perpetual access ebooks are available on the EBSCO platform, but we also have perpetual access books on several other platforms such as Ovid and the R2 Digital Library. Subscription-based content is most frequently available on an unlimited user base, meaning that there is no limitation on how many people can be using a resource concurrently. Perpetual access varies depending on how the publisher and author choose to sell the access or how we can afford to purchase the access. And sometimes access may be limited to a single user at a time. Since the user terms vary, we have included notes in our library catalog records to alert you of how many people can use an ebook at once. There are some important limitations to remember about our ebooks. Our ebooks are intended to be read online and are not downloadable as an entire ebook like you would find with a Kindle or Apple book. And therefore, an internet connection is needed. There's no consistency across the different platforms, and you will encounter a variety of reading modes, and not all support PDF viewing, which some people prefer. Not many platforms offer mobile applications, but they can all be optimized for use on mobile devices. Printing and emailing of pages and chapters is usually allowed, but limited per use. And copy and paste functions may be limited or even restricted. Creating a free personalized account in each platform will maximize functionality. You must be authenticated as an LSU-HSC New Orleans user to access our online resources. Even on campus, you will likely need your LSUHSC-NO network ID and password to log in. There are a few different ways to authenticate, and the network and our resources will guide you through the proper channels. You may see references to Microsoft, OCLC, EasyProxy, OpenAthens, Shibboleth, and these are all programs that help us verify if you are allowed to access our resources. If you have any problems logging into our resources, contact us for assistance through the chat, email, phone call, or in person. Or consult our off-campus information webpage, which is also helpful even when you are on campus, since the lines between what is on campus and what is off campus are kind of fuzzy now. I'd also like to recommend one of our favorite library tools that can help you link directly to our ebooks and e-journals. It's called LibKey Nomad, and it is a browser extension that will check for access while you are browsing the internet. We have lots of information on our webpage about installing and using LibKey, so please check that out. Not everything is available online, and we still have a large collection of print books. Current textbooks are kept on reserve behind the circulation desk at the Eastham Dental Libraries. Print reserve items are primarily in-library use only, which means that you can't check them out of the library. However, most reserves can be checked out overnight 1 hour before the library closes and are due 1 hour after the library opens. We also have more print books, including older editions of textbooks that are available for regular checkout. So let's have a look at how to find your textbooks. We'll start at our homepage, where you'll find a menu bar that includes suggestions for students, for faculty, etc. Please note that these lists are suggestions and that all of our resources are available to all of our users. Let's start with the popular links menu on the far left and navigate down to the library catalog. The library catalog is the best place to begin a search for a textbook. Here is a screenshot of the library catalog homepage. The catalog is called INAPAC. Notice that your search defaults to Limit to New Orleans Libraries. That is what you want to do. We share a catalog with LSU Health Sciences Center Shreveport, but we do not share resources with them, so you don't want to search their collection. We catalog all of our purchased and subscribed books and journals, both in print and online, and our catalog records for online books and journals include specially designed links to connect you directly to the online content. Next, we'll look at an example search in the library catalog. I'm looking for the book, Leading and Managing in Nursing, 8th edition. And so I run a title search, being sure to limit my search to New Orleans libraries. You'll see the results are numbered, and the title and book information display along with the location and status. In this list, you can see the book I'm looking for is number 7. Let's have a look at the details for this book by clicking on the title. Here's what a library catalog looks like. Catalog record looks like. This book is showing as available on Eastham Reserve, so that means it is a print book. The call number displayed tells you where the book is located on the shelf, and the status tells you if it's available or checked out. Please notice that you can create a permanent link for all of our catalog records. Permanent links are great for bookmarking, and they can be helpful if you're creating a book list for a syllabus. Here's what a library catalog record looks like for an ebook. Notice the location and call number say electronic, and there is a hyperlink note stating that this book is available online from Access Physiotherapy with unlimited users. The link will take you directly to the ebook. You might have to authenticate first. Here's what a library catalog record looks like when we have it in print and as an ebook. You will see the hyperlink note stating where the ebook is located and how many users are available. Clicking the link will take you directly to the ebook. You will also see information for the print book. While I don't have time to demonstrate every ebook provider, let's have a look at this example on the LWW Health Library platform to give you an idea of how our ebooks work. First, you can tell that you are properly authenticated as it shows our institution name in the top right corner. There will be a lot of options in each platform, and you will typically find both a basic and advanced search, and you will be able to search either a select book or the entire collection. You can navigate through the book using the table of contents to expand the chapters and see the full text as well as illustrations, figures, charts, and tables. To access all of the functionality on these sites, you will want to register for a free personal account. There will be a sign-in or sign-up option somewhere on each platform. For LWW Health Library, you can sign up by clicking on the arrow next to our institution name. It is best to use your LSUHSC.edu email address, as some platforms like this one require that for authentication. Once you are signed in, you will see new options available, such as printing and sharing, and you will be able to organize your saved content. You will also be able to access interactive tools, such as self-assessment quizzes. I'd also like to show you an example of an ebook with limited users. Here is a library catalog record that shows an ebook that can only be used by one person at a time. On the ebook platform, there will be a note saying how many copies we have and if any are available. In this image, you can see we have one copy and it's available. If all the copies are in use, the title will display as unavailable, like in this image. If this happens, you will have to try again later. We do monitor lockouts. Unfortunately, purchasing more copies is not always an option due to high costs or publisher restrictions, but we do our best to address excessive denials whenever possible. Now let's go back to the library catalog to talk about our course reserves database. The course reserves database is basically a catalog of course records, and each course record includes a list of books that have been identified as being required for that class. You can access the course reserves database from the link near the top left of the library catalog webpage. When you click on course reserves, you are given two options. You could choose to search by professor or by course name and number. Unfortunately, there is no keyword searching in course reserves. To search for a professor, use the last name. To search for a course, enter the course abbreviation and number of the first few words of the course title. Here's an example of the course record for the class Public Health 6130. You can see the instructor's name and when the course record was updated. One book is attached to this course record. Not all courses have an entry in our database, so if you find that your course is missing, please let us know so we can add it. And if you notice any errors or discrepancies, please let us know that too. While the library catalog is my preferred search for textbooks, we'll take a brief look at some of the other ways to find textbook information including our discovery search system called Discover LSU-HSC Libraries Resources, the e-journals and e-books A to Z list, and our research guides, which are created and maintained by our librarians on the LibGuides platform. The Discover LSU-HSC Libraries Resources is a tool powered by EBSCO that will search the majority of our collection, including the library catalog, ebook and e-journal packages, and databases. The Discover search includes both print and online content. You can find the search box on our homepage. A word of warning, the Discover search was recently redesigned and the new interface can be a little confusing. However, it offers a lot of search functionality, especially for journal literature. But since we're talking about textbooks, let me show you an example book search. Let's search the latest edition of Endocrine Physiology using the Book Search tab. Using a title search, the latest edition comes up as the #1 result, so that's a good start. You can see here that we have this book online, as the call number says, electronic. Now, when you view the access options, you'll see a variety of choices that will be unique to each book. The first option here is check for available full text, but that doesn't work for books and we can't turn it off. So avoid this one unless you're searching for a journal article. The other two choices are great. Going to the catalog will get you to our preferred book record, and Access Resource will take you directly to the ebook. There are lots of options to build an advanced search with many filters. If you create an MyEBSCO account, you will also be able to save books and organize your favorites into projects, so the Discover search can be really powerful. For our next option, let's navigate back to the Popular Links menu on the library homepage and select e-journals, ebooks, A to Z. As you can guess from the description, this list includes online content only. As you can see from this screenshot, there are lots of options available to search, and it will auto-suggest as you type in the search bar. Here you can see that it already found some options for me as I typed endocrine physiology. Let's look at those results. You can see some slight differences in this search from the Discover search, even though A to Z is also powered by EBSCO, and they look very similar. A to Z is more simplified, and it's designed for quick searching. There are a lot of options to build a search if you're not quite sure what you're looking for, but there's no way to create a personal account. Now we'll look at our research guides, sometimes referred to by the branded name LibGuides. Let's navigate once again to our Popular Links menu on the homepage, where you will find a listing for LibGuides. Our research guides are custom guides curated by our librarians to bring together information and resources for a subject, curricula, or even specific classes. Some instructors have asked us to create guides for their courses, so you might come across those in your class. The best way to use the guides is to view by subject. You can also look at guides by owner, so get to know your librarian liaison, and you can see all the guides they have created for your school or program. You can also search the guides if you're looking for something in particular. Here is a basic example of a research guide. This one is for the Bachelor of Science in Public Health. You can see the guide includes general information and information for courses, including a list of textbooks. Not all courses have a research guide, but if you or your instructor would like us to create one, please reach out to your librarian liaison. Finally, I'd like to mention a recommendation form. It can be used to recommend any kind of resource, but there is a place to include course information if your recommendation is for a course textbook. The form requires login and authentication, but it's quick and easy. Using Microsoft Forms helps us keep track of your requests, and we usually respond within a few days. So that wraps up my presentation. Thank you for attending, and thanks to everyone at the library who helps make our textbooks collections great. Got some links here for presentation feedback form, for our Instagram, and the webpage where we will post this presentation and where all our other presentations are posted.